All right, I'm pretty sure that the stuff outside is done, so we can continue our campaign. Here we are in Victoria 3. This is We Play Games. I'm Walker, and we're playing super based ultra sweet America, and we just had a really fun war actually with Mexico and Russia. And the Hudson Bay Company. We're doing a really good job of making like everybody furious with us, and so we're gonna have a lot of fights in this. It's gonna give me a lot of information about the AI. I think this is gonna be really fun for me more than anybody else, but I just want to see how they behave if there is somebody like really just trying so hard to make them furious. And so far they've responded, right? Think about it. Like, we've had plenty of powers intervene to try to stop this. We have not done this without resistance from the world. We've fought a war against Russia. We've had Brazil fake us out many times. We've had a fight with Sicily. We've done a lot of rough and tumbles where people are around the world are saying, hey, America's like really getting to be a problem. Maybe we should do something about that. And that's neat. I like that. I think that's cool. And I'm looking forward to see how they move from there. Sword people have begun moving to Quebec. All right, we need to figure out our standard of living after all of this fighting is done, because we need to start pulling pops in. I really want to make sure that we get as many pops from around the world as we can, because we cannot count on immigration from China in this world. It looks like China's actually gonna be totally fine, a-okay. On that note, we have just like an infinite amount of influence right now, so I might as well use it for something. Like, we have enough to also improve relations with Prussia. Right? No, we can't. We don't have an interest over there, and I'm not wasting one. Ooh. Maybe the next target for supreme liberation and ultimate freedom is going to be Southeast Asia. Do you guys remember when America invaded Vietnam in 1860? Because we're living in that timeline, and we're doing it for freedom. We're doing it because we really want to make sure that if anything happens over here, it's cool and everybody's cool about it. And we're also going to declare an interest in North India, just in case something happens over there. That we want to be a part of. We'll hop in, and we're going to continue with our colonies. Is everybody growing? I remember I paused it to try to clear out Montana, and then got into a giant war that prevented me from mapping the West, and now I'm an idiot, and oh my god. All right, peace has been declared. Yes. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? There's already an active peace deal. Well, you know what? I want to accept your peace deal. I'm guessing it's probably surrender, because that is what you should be doing right now. Yep, America's coming for you. There we go. All right, sweet. So we have a ton of money coming in now, because we're no longer mobilizing like half of our population to just march all over. But we got it, and now we can do more incorporation, right? So we're getting 100 stars. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get 100 stars. I promise we're gonna get 100 stars. I don't know what else we're gonna do. Beyond that, it's kind of up to you guys, because I really do. I'm very confident that I can do a playthrough of restoring the Kome Emperor. Aldrahill is doing a playthrough right now, apparently doing some of the strategies that seem pretty obvious in terms of ways to do it peacefully. So what I showed you last time was an attempt to do an industrial transformation in Japan, but that's not the way that the attempt to overthrow the shogun began. It did not begin as a socio-political transformation. It began strictly as a political transformation, where the Emperor Kome and the shogun began to jockey for political support. And I think that's the right way to actually do a Japan playthrough, is to just make sure that your shogunate, you re-roll it over and over and over again until you hit an ideology that supports professional army. If you get jingoist specifically, then it's a big deal, because it lets you support professional army, and it lets you do a colonial law. And then you get to start on colonization. The very first thing that you do is you switch over to professional army. That's going to drastically increase the strength of the armed forces, but you reduce your army because you really don't need it. And then you just start colonizing over here. You build, but the thing that you really want to be doing with your authority, the thing that I watched him do yesterday or something like that. I saw it this morning. But he was using his authority to run like road maintenance all over the place and build tiny amounts of buildings. Don't do that. We know what we're supposed to do with authority. We know how we're supposed to build things. We're not supposed to build things with tiny little bits all over the place. That's incredibly economically inefficient. There's a reason that economy of scale exists in the game. The reason that it exists in the game is to encourage you to build tall, build big buildings, big buildings that do big building things. Hashtag big building things. And by doing that, you free up a ton of authority that you can then use to do a little bit of taxing while also keeping your enactment speed high. And then you can rapidly pass professional army, colonization, kick the shogunate out of government, and then begin suppressing them and begin supporting whichever IG would attract their support. As a bunch of aristocrats and clergymen, your best options are usually going to be intelligentsia. Maybe you can get your devout in there. Rural folk can also be really useful for pulling off lower class support for the shogun. There's not a lot of that, but it does exist. But you use the authority to just pull pops away from the shogunate once the shogunate has successfully reduced its strength. And then you can make it so that the shogunate power structure just rapidly dissolves, because you can modify the wealth distribution of your country. I'm just gonna tell you, like, right now, if you guys want me to do a Kome restoration, we can. I can pause this. We can come back to painting map with America afterwards. But I think we can do a Kome restoration because we can do wealth manipulation. This is not even an exploit. Hashtag not an exploit. This is just these are the rules of the game. And so right now in our horrible place, we're taxing everybody into space because we had no money because it was the middle of the war. All right, and now we're gonna stop doing that. We're gonna reduce that. And everyone's gonna be really happy for it, and including me. It's just not nice. You don't need to do that. You do not need to do that. Cool. All right, we did it. Oh, right, and we defeated Mexico, which means we get to do this. And we have Frontier Wars. We still need Colorado. So we're going to have another fight with Mexico. Utah, New Mexico, and Texas. But next time we fight Mexico, unless Russia has developed weapons as well, we're going to blow them out of the water. If you've never had that fight where you have good units and they don't, they explode. They explode and they die. All right, what are we going to do? Are we doing human rights or do we want to do mutual funds? Mutual funds will get us more money. It's not very based though. Maybe what we do here is we just try to get to the 100 stars so we can go to do a Kome restoration, because I feel very confident we can do it. And I feel confident we can do it fast. We could do tax capacity. We could do colonial affairs. Yeah, let's do colonial affairs. We're just colonizing things. Let's colonize. Oh no! Did I miss it? Am I a fool? Did I dismiss it without even paying attention to what I'm doing? Oh no. Oh no, Skylar. This is awful. Look what I've done. I think I missed an opportunity to intervene against the EIC. I'm not 100%. I actually don't know how this works. But I've watched some Observer, which I recommend everybody do. And there's this little uprising that happens here that's supposed to represent the Sepoy Mutiny. And I wonder if you can intervene there the same way that you can intervene with the decentralized nations. Because if you can, that's a big deal, right? That's a really big deal. Because then you can listen, outside of China, there's one other place on Earth. Outside of China, there's literally one other place on the entire world that humans live if you use a weighting. And there's no hyperbole there. There's no hyperbole there. It's India, right? Like, there's a billion people here. It's literally. So yeah, it's a really big deal if you can do anything with the EIC, especially before the Sepoy Mutiny. Because right now, let's look at this. Right now, it is a direct puppet of the EIC. At the end of this war, that's not going to be true. At the end of this war, this is going to turn into the Raj, and all of the puppets here are going to transfer over to direct British control. But what that means is that there's a window for about 15 years where if you're playing France and you want to try to do a world conquest and you're an insane person, then what you do is you figure out a way to fight Great Britain immediately, and you, like, you know, as soon as humanly possible, and you set the war goal to be to take puppet from EIC. And if you beat them, then guess what's going to happen to Great Britain's ability to be an empire? It's gonna disintegrate. And you don't even have to, like, fight them that much. That much. It's still a war with Great Britain. But if you're ready for it, you can win. We beat Russia. We beat Mexico. We beat Canada. If you want to do it, if you want to take France and you want to try a world conquest, just the very first thing that you got to do is steal the East India Company from Great Britain, and then laugh all the way to the bank. Yep, that's the strat. What else are we doing out here? We've got 50k coming in, which means that we could technically be building faster. But I don't really care. I don't like having too much debt. Having too much debt makes you inflexible. Having some debt is totally fine. What is happening over here? Who is more? Prussia is almost 100 infamy. Prussia has almost 100 infamy. Well, okay. How about it, Prussia? I wonder what they're trying to do. And this is again, there was that opportunity to fight Denmark and take Schleswig-Holstein. Maybe. All right. No, the only thing I care about is my own money. I don't know if loan interest actually works, but if it does, then I want it, because I don't care about the industrialists right now. They're already at happy, which means that, like, I can afford to make them mad if I really want to. Right, we could pass a law. Do we want to be a presidential republic? We can't be a parliamentary or a council republic yet. Okay. Total separation. Yep. Elected bureaucrats. Sure. Ooh, public healthcare. Can we do that? Can we do public healthcare? Trade unions and evangelicals. Let's see. We've got evangelicals. What happens if we bring them in? Cool. Great. You guys ready for a public healthcare system in 1852? Let's go. This is the best timeline for humans, right? What if America developed actual infrastructure for humans and then invited people to live there? I'm being pretty liberal with invited, but you know how it is. We're doing this for them. The fact that it does not tell you, the only thing that I care about is the infrastructure. The fact that it doesn't tell me what the infrastructure is at a glance more easily than this is bananas. I shouldn't have to mouse through like this. You shouldn't have to watch me mouse through like this. I should edit videos. I refuse to edit videos. You're a part of this too. Done. There it is. All right, what time are we at? We're only at 15 minutes. Oh, cool. All right, sweet. What else are we gonna do then? Oh, sweet. This is what I'm talking about. We're getting people thrilled to live here, and by getting them thrilled to live here, we're gonna get everybody in the workforce ratio. So anybody who migrates over, anybody who comes over, anybody who wants to join us will be an immediate citizen. I don't want any dependents if I can avoid it. I want 100% workforce, which is mechanically impossible. But it's still a lofty goal, and if your life is lived without lofty goals, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, son? I'm subsidizing something. Railway. All right, yeah, that's fine. You'll always end up subsidizing railway. Investment pool transfer. All right, yeah, investment pool. We could be building a lot faster if we chickened out and did mutual funds. Fine. You know what? I'm doing it. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna make this make sense, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna research mutual funds as a revolutionary tool, right? That's what we're gonna do. This is gonna revolutionize the way the popular person can interact with the ownership of an item, because right now we've not achieved truly equitable distribution of goods and resources and everything, right? That's we're working on it. We will get there. We will get there. But we're not there yet. And what that means, of course, is that we have to make concessions. And one of the concessions we're going to make along the way is we're going to allow private ownership of things to become publicly traded. And that might result in some bad stuff. But oftentimes I think is going to be useful. Oh shoot. Well, you know what? As it turns out, this is a big enough army anyway. Thank you, Thomas Jessup, and your actual stats, because you have a professional army. So this is going to be one of the great debates that we're gonna watch evolve in Vicky 3. What should an army composition look like, right? So right now we are using national militia as our law, and the national militia law lets me conscript a whole lot of stuff. Jeezy Pete's. All right. Well, he's super old, and right now, what's the industrialist IG guy? He's a moderate. Cornelius Vanderbilt is a moderate. All right, what is he? I don't know. If he wants to replace him, I guess I'm fine. He's 1,000 years old. Yeah, there we go. If he dies, oh, look at that. He's a 79-year-old man who's exactly the same. That's cool. Yeah, why don't you become the new candidate instead of Cornelius Vanderbilt? Clearly nobody wants to vote for them. And look at this, the infiltration of party realignment. So party realignments, that's a cool thing. That's fun. People like party realignment stories, right? Post in the chat if you like party realignment stories. So there's a lot of interesting things in American politics. I like American politics more than I like American political history. I think it's a lot more fun than American actual history. American actual history is so depressing, but American political history is super fun. So there's the emergence of the party system, right? Like American when I was in high school, I played Quiz Bowl, and I was like 14 or 15 or something like that, and I was supposed to buzz in and answer with Washington's farewell address, because Washington's farewell address is this famous speech in American history where Washington, at the end of his second term, he delivers a public address. And there are a couple of important beats in the address. First among them, he implores America not to have long-term alliances. So right now, you know what? We don't have any long-term alliances. The United States doesn't need any alliances. Cause you know what? That's cool. Who needs alliances when we have citizenship? But more important than that, he also implored against factionalism, and this is something that you see in that. Let's time out. Pause. I swear to get. I'm gonna get back to Washington's "I'm done" speech story momentarily. I need to build some stuff. I cannot. I have too much money to be wasting it like this. Gotta build some stuff. What are we low on? It doesn't. You don't have to manage your economy by preventing yourself from having outages. And in fact, sometimes that's not even good. Sometimes it's actively good to be out of stuff or running low on stuff. I have nowhere I can build silk. Do I have anywhere more I can import silk from? Oh boy, do I ever. Oh, right, that's where we have no choice. We have no choice but to start thinking about the goodwill of the people of Southeast Asia, right? It is of historical import that we start thinking about more than just ourselves. Can we do a Diplo play? To do a transfer subject Diplo play. We already have. Oh right. Oops. Yeah. Once this is done, we're gonna start liberating these people, because remember how I said that this is where humans live? Look up the population of Indonesia. Do you know that in real life, the largest population independent Muslim country in the world, Indonesia? You'd think you're like, all right, it's Egypt or something like that. Maybe it's Turkey, Persia. Nope, absolutely, or Iran. Absolutely not. It's Indonesia. There's a gigantic population of Muslims living in India as well, but that's, you know, not an independent Muslim majority country. That's just a large Muslim minority by virtue of India's population just being just infinity. But look at this. Look at how many pops are over here. We're working on syllabus right now. 287,000, 121,000. America needs these pops right now, because as I mentioned, we cannot count on support from migrants from China, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh shoot. Build something, and then get back to Washington's "I'm done" speech, Walker. You said you were gonna do it. Stop doing whatever it is you think you're doing. Stop clicking the stuff. You can't quit delaying it. Jeezy Pete's. Here, what do you think? Where do you think you're getting all of your sulfur from? You can't do this. You can't do this to me. You can't do this to them. You promised Washington's "I'm done" speech, and then you got ironclads, and then you got distracted. So I buzzed in, and I could not remember the term Washington's farewell address. So I said Washington's "I'm done" speech. But he implores people against factionalism, because there's like a big fight even at that point between the different wings of the Democratic Republican Party and the Federalist Party. There's a big tug of war. Nobody liked each other. Free government reform. Who won? I don't remember who won. But right now we have not Clarkson. What happened to Abraham Lincoln? Did Abraham Lincoln die and I just right-clicked away? Probably. That seems to have been the case. Whoops. Wait, that's 23 minutes. It's too early for me to just end an episode there, but that would have been pretty funny. All right. Yeah, we've expanded. Yep, absolutely. What? Landowners suck. Let's yeah, get out of here, landowner. What do you think you're gonna bring? You're gonna bring your complaints to me and I'm gonna care? Get out of here. Nerd. Political operator. All right. Who are these pops? Who cares about supporting the political strength here? Aristocrats, of course. It's always aristocrats. You're getting rid of aristocrats is the best. How can we get rid of aristocrats? Yeah, actually, I think that's what we're working on here, right? Yeah, right. That's what we're working on here. We're working on mutual funds. We're gonna help get rid of aristocrats. Wherever we can get rid of aristocrats, we're gonna get rid of aristocrats. where we can add more capitalists to dilute the money of the powerful classes into competition with each other, we'll do it. Industrialists are really mad right now, though, because of this public healthcare thing. But you know what? If they didn't want me to pass public healthcare, they would make healthcare cheaper. And like, clearly they can't do that. And so instead of trusting them to do that, because we know that they can't be trusted to do that, we're just gonna do what we can do instead, which is pass public healthcare. We're gonna have a fine time. It's gonna be great. There are gonna be some serious bumps along the way. We're gonna get really mad about it. We're gonna be like, who spent all this bureaucracy? Walker, you're working on a thing that you're gonna want to spend a lot of bureaucracy on, because it's an institution. Why aren't you building government buildings? This is a really fun game, I promise. It's really cool. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in it, though. Don't be too mad at yourself if you do dumb stuff, because you're gonna do dumb stuff. Where are our peasants? They're probably gonna be in Indonesia. That's where our citizens actually are right now. That's where most of our citizens are right now, actually. Do we have any more citizens here? We have 800,000, 900,000. This is like 1 million here, right? 927. I mean, we could start doing some of this. I like doing that. That's what am I talking about? Oh right, do we have enough infamy to do this? 70 infamy. Huh. No, we'll wait. I'm considering just starting to do annex subject out here, but given that it would require me to lower relations, not worth it. We can't hold a vote today. Oh. Jeezy Pete's. God damn it. Alright, fine. We're canceling it for now. Sometimes you end up with like really bad rolls like that where you just cannot avoid it. We'll do charity hospitals, and then we'll switch out afterwards at some point. Because we really do want to keep the trade unions happy, and having any sort of healthcare is important in order to do that. And if you don't know about that, then there are a lot of really great podcasts out there that are good at describing how horrible working conditions were, but they were absolutely horrifying in the industrializing world, and would not be appropriate to put on everything out there, but there are some great podcasts about the Industrial Revolution. I'm gonna pick one that I feel pretty happy recommending on a basic level to people, because like I don't like encouraging people to listen to stuff that's gonna make somebody throw up, but those are the kinds of stories that you get out of the Industrial Revolution. There's a lot of people losing limbs in really grotesque ways, and not because of war, because of the methods of production. And that's the nature of the Industrial Revolution. It's we're transforming the world, right? That is the Industrial Revolution. It is transforming the world, for better or for worse. We need to do some expeditions. We really, I'm gonna, if I miss out on this, I'm gonna blow my top. All right, Thomas Jessup, do you want to go? No, you're crazy old now, right? You've been like just fighting everybody. Beeman's part of the intelligence. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, go do that. Survey skyscraper site we might want to do, but we need to get more bureaucracy lined up before we want to do this, and probably more construction too. Because what we want to do is we want to build just an enormous skyscraper. All right, so we could make the industrialists less happy. That's fine. Because it also makes the evangelicals happy. If we can get them up to be fruitful, I would not be mad if we had that. There are a lot of things that are kind of like not throttling our population growth. I'm pretty happy with that population growth, to be honest. But some things that are holding our population down include mortality. So we're introducing methods of production that are utilizing dynamite, like, obviously that's going to increase mortality when it comes to these things. It would be impossible for it not to. And that's the sort of stuff that happens in the industrial revolution. People die because there's not a whole lot of medical care in place, and not a lot of human care in place, and it has consequences. And is that a great place to end an episode? It is. That's the story. Not having healthcare is really bad, but I'm okay. Eileen's got healthcare, and I'm doing fine. But I hope you guys are doing fine. Healthcare is really expensive in America, and I hope you're all right. Okay, bye.